And yeah, thanks for having me here today. So as you mentioned, I'm Aisling. I'm a senior research scientist at Dfinity. I would call this the future of fintech because this is the fintech track, but this can be the future of technology generally. And this is what I will try to give you a bit of an overview about today. So if you look at tech history generally, you see that it kind of arcs towards open networks. So it started with private infrastructure. We see that it moves to open networks. There was the information superhighway in the kind of 80s and 90s, which kind of formed to become the internet properly. And now we have like Amazon Cloud and Google Cloud and all sorts of legacy IT stack. And we hope that the Internet Computer, which the Dfinity Foundation is a kind of key contributor to, becomes the kind of future of the next tech stack. And so the kind of question that we ask and the mission that we try to come across with is, can we use the public network? Can we use the internet rather than a kind of centralized or corporate cloud as the new foundations for kind of societal tech that we want to build? So for this, we need something unstoppable, systems and services running on the internet. We need something sovereign, systems running without big tech or government kill switches. You don't want people censoring each other, just depending on who likes who on which day. We want something tamper-proof, so systems and services where logic and data cannot be subverted. You want, trusted systems. There's a lot of crime around with digital services, so we don't need to go into that. But yeah, we would like it if things could not be tampered with. We want community-owned stuff. Things should be accessible. You saw, I think the presentation from tomorrow was very nice about the zebras. You want people to be able to come together and build stuff quickly and easily. It should be autonomous. You don't want to have one single person managing it because there you come into a central point of trust again. And you want things efficient. There's a growing world that you want things to be faster, better, cheaper all the time. So this is the goal. Bitcoin came around in 2009, which gave great promise to say like, hey, we can decentralize the banks and here's a new financial system. And it is great, but it is slow and it is expensive and it is volatile and it's not so easy. Ethereum came around in 2015, which kind of extended Bitcoin to say, hey, Bitcoin gave you financial transactions. Now we can give you like some computation power. We give you some machinery to do, here's a new computer. But again, it's kind of slow. It's hyper secure, which is great, depending on your kind of motivations. But it makes it very slow and kind of inefficient. And so we, in 2021, launched the Internet Computer with the goal of saying, like, hey, let's take the nice bits of Bitcoin, let's take the nice bits of Ethereum, but let's try to make it practical for the real world and like actual banks and actual enterprise and like the actual real world systems that we want to see. So you can build almost anything. This is what we are aiming for. How do we do it? We do it with canisters. So maybe you heard about smart contracts on Ethereum. You know that they're, okay, I'm giving you a bit of an overview of Ethereum smart contracts, but I'm going to tell you to throw that out of your mind in a minute. So we want tamper-proof things, unstoppable, autonomous, data's inside, it can do tokenization, they're composable, they're borderless, this is great. But we also want things to be fast and scalable and multi-chain. I don't want to just have like these isolated networks where little people talk to each other. You want the kind of global system where everything can talk to each other. Efficiency, low cost, and you want it to integrate with the internet. This is the whole point at the end of the day. And so, the Internet Computer hosts these smart contracts, which we call canisters, and these are the tamper-proof software that we wanted to build from the start. And so maybe you heard the phrase, software will eat the world, and our claim now is that smart contracts will eat software. And so, this is our real mission. So I think given the audience here, I would like to give a few kind of overviews of some things that we've done so far that maybe can kind of show you some of the real-world applications, and this is not just like a kind of crypto OG degen stuff. It's real and it's happening now. So one of the main benefits, I think, is that, let's start at the start. So the legacy IT, I call it legacy IT stack. It's the main IT stack that is used today. So cloud applications, the usual kind of developers, administrators, security team, maintenance. All of this costs, according to Gartner, $1.8 trillion. we kind of say that, okay, with this new network and with these smart contracts and with this new type of software and this new type of computer living in the internet, we can reduce complexity by 75%. And so hopefully, I mean, just going with numbers quickly, this will result in a $1.35 trillion savings. So these, I mean, if you want to build systems quickly and cheaply, maybe you should consider doing it on the internet computer. And so, I mean, there are many core IT costs now, like software, just building databases, cloud services, data centers, everything. Like these cost in the billions, which is fine and it's understandable given the way that the technology world evolved. But like now there's an alternative. This is just the message. There are also cybersecurity and like general incidents that happen that cost, like data breaches, data leaks, all this kind of stuff that happens that costs, again, hundreds of billions of dollars. And when you look into this stuff and when you see what is possible, this just seems crazy. So when I say, oh, we can reduce things by hundreds of billions of dollars, trillions of dollars, is this a bit futuristic? Is it kind of, is she a bit crazy? And the answer is no. I mean, this is here today and it's scaling globally. So I just wanted to give a few examples of things that are running on smart contracts now on the internet computer. And given that this is a sustainability conference, one thing we launched, like the first transaction happened last week at COP28, is this voluntary recycling credits initiative. So this was done together with Roland Berger, BIA, and it's built on the internet computer. So it's smart contracts, everything fully on the internet computer. The goal was to transform waste management by incentivizing recycling, by doing asset tokenization with a global marketplace. There is lots of interest from various governments around the world now in picking this up. The goal is using these traits of a blockchain, having transparency, having this tamper-proof, having, like being able to do auditing and tracking in a transparent way. All the evidence is stored on the blockchain. I don't know how much you know about recycling and all of this, but it seems that there's a lot of fraud and a lot of corruption and people double counting and people not actually recycling and getting credits and it's a big mess. But like hopefully the blockchain, I mean, two of the main goals are bringing transparency and acting as a coordination tool. So this was a proof of concept, as I said, launched last week at COP28. It was built and deployed in 6 weeks, very quickly, very cheaply. In collaboration with some very nice partners. Another one is OpenChat, so oc.app if you ever want to use it. It's essentially a chat application like WhatsApp, but fully run with smart contracts. So depending on your country, you will not be censored. And I mean, it has all sorts of features, like you can send tokens, peer-to-peer payments. You don't need to rely on your banks. You don't need to rely on credit cards. You don't have all these fees and waiting days for everything to transfer. So it's like, it has a lot of nice features. And for me, these kinds of things are the future of fintech. So you hear a lot about these super apps. For me, this is it. Another one is ICDEX, so these fully decentralized exchanges. So order books that are running as smart contracts can issue loans, do borrowing, lending. You can have self-repaying loans, and you can start to do all sorts of crazy stuff. And the nice thing about this is quick to do. Anyone can do it, and you don't have all these like super high security problems that you have with centralized stuff, because the cryptography is baked into the entire system, the whole stack. It's there already. And so these are just a few examples of some of the things that are built and running already today. So there are services that are built differently. And I think if you want to build services, I would just urge you, talk to us and think about it. If you want no cloud, no database, no servers, things that just can run kind of quickly and easily. No firewalls, no logging, all this kind of stuff, it's just overall a lot easier. Cool services, tiny tech teams deploy stuff in a couple of weeks. I mean, I think you can deploy stuff that would take you a month on Amazon, will take you like a day or two on the internet computer. So that's our mission. I hope I've convinced you a little bit of something interesting. Just a little bit about the team. We are the Dfinity Foundation. It's a Swiss-based not-for-profit. As was mentioned, it's a huge research organization. I think we're the highest employer of ex-Google people in Switzerland. The whole machine was built after, like, I think 1,000 person years of R&D. So that's us. If you would like to build on the network or talk to us in any way, grab me or scan this and you see us online. Thank you very much.